Hello, hello. Happy Thursday. That's the first time I've been here this week. I hope that you have had a great week and so thankful that I'm back and feeling more like myself again. Phew. That was a good one. I hope you're all doing good though. It's this time of year, I think. It just kind of, it's not really cold, but it's certainly not warm. And it's going to be freezing here. So it's just kind of up and down and just kind of all over the place. So let me know when you're here. We are going to do something really fun tonight. We are going to make a layout, a simple layout using my simple technique. But this is also going to show you what to do if you don't have an SVG cutter. An SVG cutter for me means a Cricut maker. It could also be a scan and cut. I've heard from lots of people that use lots of different SVG cutting machines. So I don't want to say that it's just for Cricut users. It's not. It is that's my machine of choice usually. But so when you're here, let me know. Give me a thumbs up. Give me a heart. Let me know that you're watching and I'm not just talking to myself. I have a couple things to tell you while people are wandering in. I offer something called the Happy Shoppers Club. It's super easy to be in it. You just shop. When you spend $50 on my Stampin' Up site, now that's not for classes or any of the other things, but if you order $50 worth of Stampin' Up goodies, I'm going to reward you. And you're going to get, and I actually didn't mail them. I just took pictures of them so I could keep the cards. But my happy shoppers in January got a punch for every $50 that they spent in the Stampin' Up store. And when you get to 10, then you will get a free $25 shopping spree on me. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to save anything. You don't have to scan anything. You do have to use my host code, my monthly host code, so I can keep track that you are actually aware that you're collecting these. But if you have any questions, it's right on the top of the website under Shop at Stampin' Up. You'll see a little drop down that explains all the details on how to do it. So I just wanted to remind you because it's our first, well, now it's our second month of doing it. I'm also doing something really cool. I found this, I was going to say new. It's new to me. I'm sure other people have been using it before. But I found this great website that lets me go through all the comments that you make tonight. And it randomly picks someone. So I can have winners without me like pointing at the comments and hoping everybody showed up and that I pick somebody and yeah, it's really random that way. Not random in a good way. Usually I pick myself. So anywho, make sure you comment tonight. Don't just like me. Leave me a comment. Tell me something about why you think Simple Scrapbooking is either the bomb, or you think I'm out of my mind, or you don't know what it is and you want to know more. All of those things. Get your comments in there. And on Monday, I will announce the winner. I'll go through the comments, so that'll give people time to watch the recording in case you can't make it live. And we will pick a lucky winner. Okay, I think those are the two ways to get free stuff I wanted to tell you about. Make sure that you are subscribed to my mailing list. If there's any kind of a contest, I usually post it in Facebook. I do, but sometimes it's really hard to follow things on Facebook. They just kind of, if you don't happen to be there at the same time that I post it, it might get lost and you would never notice it. We do have a layout contest posted in the group that you're watching me on right now on that page. If you look in the photo albums, you'll see it's the February Simple contest, and you just have to upload a layout that you did using a Simple and Stampin' Up. And then again, free stuff. So make sure you check that out. If this is your first time here and you're thinking, what are you talking about? Simple what? Nothing simple about what you're talking about at all. I don't know what you're saying. Let me show you. So, several years ago, I decided that one of the biggest problems that I was hearing from people was, well, we like the idea of scrapbooking, but we don't really know where to start. And then my layouts always look I don't know where do I put stuff and what goes where? So I decided to create basically a little layout template. And I called it Simple because it was going to make scrapbooking simple. So it is this. This is what a simple is. It's kind of a pattern as well as a map for your photos, right? So it makes it simple. It just goes down on the paper. I don't have to worry about, well, did I measure this? Is this the right distance here? Are they equal? Is this the same from the top than the bottom? The whole shebang. Everything's really put together for you. And at the time, I was a Cricut teacher, so it made sense that I would create them in an SVG format. And that's what I did. Well, let's fast forward till now. Simples have made a comeback because I gave in to my Cricut love and said, I can't not have it be a part of my life every day. I know that sounds dramatic. I didn't mean it to sound that way, but I just love working with Cricut. I love the machine. I don't work for the company. I don't have anything to do with the company. I work for me. But anyway, I brought them back. So Simples are now back. SVGs are back. There is an SVG for tonight, as a matter of fact. Make sure that you are enrolled. If you go to karamiller.com, see, I say it wrong every time, karamiller.com, and click on the classroom, you will see free 2020 classes. Make sure you enroll in that. It's free. And in there, you will find the SVG for tonight. The reason I keep them in the classroom, not because I'm trying to lure you in or I want to catch you or anything else, it's because SVGs can't be uploaded to Facebook. So there's really no easy way to get them to you. Yes, Susan, I do need to. My grandbabies have rejuvenated my love of scrapbooks, and their reaction to sitting down on the couch with an album and thumbing through and finding themselves is what has said, okie dokie, get these photos out of your phone. So anyway, but SVGs are great, cool, we love them, super easy. An SVG is a file that your die cut machine can cut. So, for example, if you are a Cricut user, you would be able to cut this, right? Okay, but what if I want to do this and I don't own a Cricut and I'm not planning on getting one anytime soon? I guess that means you don't have anything for me. Nope. We are going to take care of you too. So, what you're going to do is you are going to grab your handy dandy little trimmer. You are going to grab the cutting guides that I have created for you. And this is also available in the classroom, so you don't have to try and memorize it tonight. Oh, I'm so good to hear that, Mary Lou. And you are going to go ahead and cut this. This is a double layered SVG, so that you can have 2 layers. So now this is available for Cricut users or Cameo users or anybody that can cut an SVG. You will have these 2 layers that fit perfect together. I did the bottom layer out of a 12 by 12 Whisper White, and I did the top layer out of a Designer Series paper. This is from the Birthday Bonanza Designer Series paper. This side, okay? Well, now you, as a trimmer cutter, might want to do it a little bit differently. You probably have 8.5 by 11 sheets of paper. You may not have a lot of 12 by 12. You're going to need to get some 12 by 12 because you're going to need backing to put this on, because you don't want to just put this in your scrapbook. You need a sheet of 12 by 12 for it to go on, right? Okay, so that's how that's going to go together. But let's talk to the people who don't have an SVG cutter. They are going to get an 8.5 by 11 sheet of paper, and you need 2 sheets. You need one of Whisper White, and you need one of Coastal Cabana. So these are for the people that do not have an SVG cutter. If you have an SVG cutter, you're going to need 12 by 12. Because when you cut yours, this is what's going to get left behind. Hold on, I have little pieces to show you. We have it all. So if you cut your SVG, you're going to end up with these leftovers. All right? And this is what you're going to do to complete the rest of your page, the rest of your layout. So don't rip those or throw those away. Tear them neatly off your mat. Those of you that don't have SVGs, you're wondering, what are you talking about? Don't worry, it's okay. One of these days, you will dive into SVGs because they are pretty cool. But until then, you can still do this. So you need 2 sheets of 8.5 by 11. You're going to look at your cutting guides. There's one for the Whisper White and one for, imagine that's Coastal Cabana. The blue's not quite the same. And your cutting guide is right here. So you're going to cut 3 1/4 by 3 1/4, and you're going to cut a strip right down at 3 1/4. So I'm going to take this and cut 3 1/4. Save that. And then I'm going to turn this and I'm going to cut 3 squares. 3 1/4, 3 1/4, and one more. Right? Okay. So there's that. Pop that right here. And then I need a 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. Okay. Moving right along. I'm going to cut this to 4 1/4. Hold on to this strip. And now 6 1/4, which means I have to open this little baby up. 6 1/4. And then one more 2 1/4 by 2 1/4. All right. Now I could just stop now and say, all right, I'm good. I don't need a second layer of my mat. And if you don't, you don't. If you decide that you want to have a second layer, you're going to go to the Whisper White layer, which is right here, and you're going to go ahead and cut that. By the magic of television, I already cut them, so I have them already done. Let me show you how this goes together. So let's bring our 12 by 12 sheet down. And we're going to start with our white. Just a second here. I want to split these up. Now, it's a little more tricky because it doesn't come out in one little piece the way it does when you use an SVG, but you can still do it. So you're going to line your pieces up. Now, this is where it's a little trickier because I need to line it up. And I can't just flop it down in one, right? But it's really not that bad. So I have to either eyeball it. If I'm a measury kind of girl, then I'm going to measure it. I'm going to get my ruler. That's not me, but it might be you. And line these up. And then you're going to take this piece and you're going to put it right next to it. And then slide it over just a whisker. That's a measurement. And then this one's going to go here. You're then going to take your Coastal Cabanas and you're going to see that they line up perfectly right on top. And these are all ready for your photos. Okay. So now you have a very similar looking. Now, I didn't use the same paper. I used designer series paper on this one, and I used cardstock on the other. I could have cut those same shapes from my designer series paper if I wanted it exact. But I have a very similar looking layout using the same technique. Now, if I wanted them exactly to look, I can pop these over so they're touching. And we're good. If you like that look better. I could also do some kind of funky things and kind of do a little twisting if you like. I tend to be kind of linear, and that's why the SVGs work for me. But I just wanted you to know that you don't have to have an SVG cutter to enjoy simples the same way our SVG users are. So I didn't want you to feel like you were left out. Now, if you happen to be a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and you have an SVG cutter, think about the amazing classes you could offer to your customers and your students if you could cut their SVG for them. Yes, the files that I share with you, you are not allowed to share the file. I would rather have you cut them for them. That would be perfect. So they're going to come to you for a class and you're going to provide them with this sitting at their desk ready to go. All they have to do is sit their little tookuses down with their photos and your toolkit, and you will get some layouts done in a really great amount of time. Okay, so let's now, I'm not going to keep going back and forth between with, without SVGs, because now you're at the same point. Everybody's good to go. I'm going to take this and I'm going to attach it to the Whisper White. You're going to do that no matter how yours go. You may be doing it in the pieces that you cut, or you may be doing it with your SVG that you cut. But basically, you got to get these babies to be attached. And then that's when the Simple Toolkit comes into play. And the Simple Toolkit is a product that I designed. It is not a Stampin' Up! Product. It is a Cara product. And it consists of save any of these extras that you cut. You're going to save that because you're going to use it in your layout. It's not going to go to waste. The Simple Toolkit includes 4 acrylic pieces in sizes that are made to coordinate with the simples that I design. So there will never be a space in a simple that doesn't coordinate with one of these cropping items. It comes with a pair of scissors, and I am packaging them in these stamp cases. And that way, it's at the moment, I don't have any here because they've all gone. But what's great about them is it just pops into your bag if you're going to go somewhere. It's easy to keep track of them, and you can see them. So you've got this. Now you're ready to bring in the photos. And this is the magic of Simple. So let me bring in some photos for you to see. These are printed 4x6. I use the Canon Selfie. I love that printer. Those of you that are taking the current Cricut class right now, it's a 4-part class that we're doing. It's called Warm Up Your Cricut. Simples are back. We talked last night about some of the various printer ideas. A lot of people have the Selfie and love it. There is another one. There's a Canon craft printer, I believe, that was on HSN. I haven't used that one, but I do love the Canon printer. It does a beautiful job. So anywho, these come right out of the printer. The reason I like it is I don't have to order a whole pack of photos and then not know what to do with them. I can I can print just what I need. So I can look at this layout and think, ooh, now I can go through my phone and say, I want that one, I want that one. No, that one's not going to work. I don't have to crop them. I don't have to edit them. Just get them printed. Okay? So here's the photos. I kind of used them already on the other layout, so these are just some others that will work. And you'll notice this picture that is pretty itty bitty, and you think, well, I don't know. It took this photo. Well, it didn't take that one. It took this photo. And it's a cute photo, but it's Lucy's birthday, and she's kind of in the, blends into the whole thing. So by doing this and cutting just her out of the photo, it makes her more important. And honestly, that was the face I needed to see. So that is going to find its home right here. Now, those of you that have been doing this with me for a while are going to say, but you usually tell us not to use pattern paper. I do. I usually don't use pattern paper. I usually stick with solids, and I'm going to show you the difference why. I wanted to try this, so I did, but I will tell you, I'm going to flip this over. I think that the photos with a solid, either a white or a solid color, make the photos pop much better. So let's bring Lucy on top of this one. And I think that makes the photo pop off the page better than this option. Okay? I think it frames it and stops the color. And it's just my eye. It's just the way your eye looks at it. But I like that better. All right. So since we have all of these, I'm going to bring these over. But I'm going to show you how I cropped these. So this is going to go here. This is going to be our main photo. Easy peasy. Then I have these that are going to be the 3 Lucy photos. They're going to fit over here. Pretend those aren't there. So I need to look at my supplies. Again, I do label these, but I am not a mathy girl. I don't care what the size is. I care which one of these little buggers do I need to make it work. So I'm going to just take these and lay them on the blank and see which one is needed to go in there. So as I told you, it's definitely going to be one of these. There's not going to be another one. So you have that option. You have the 3.5 by 3.5. That's clearly too big. And the 2 by 2 is too little. So I need 3 by 3 cropped photos. Alrighty. So I'm going to take my little cropping tool and I'm going to line it up so that I have the majority of Lucy in the photo and not a whole bunch of stuff that's going to distract. Hold my thumb, left or right-handed. I'm cutting with my right. And I'm going to just take my scissors and hold it against the edge of this. Long-bladed scissors work better. And I'm just going to go right around and cut all 4 sides. Super easy, super quick. I didn't have to measure. I didn't have to figure out, did I do it right? And pop that down. Now let's grab this one. Same thing. Same idea. And on this one, I only need to cut 2 sides. Right? All right, moving right along. And last but not least, make sure I get all of her pigtails and the soccer ball in this one. Sometimes you can get 2 out of 1 photo, depending on the size of your simple and the size of the spaces. So there we are with those. This is a little bit different than the first one because I changed up the photos, but basically the same idea. And then I decided to grab the Bonanza Buddies bundle, and it's got some really great things in it that you wouldn't necessarily think about. And let me move this over. So I use the tag. Yes, that is in the bundle. It's got this great stitch tag. Let's zoom you in a little so you can see. It's got this really cute banner. Remember I said save those leftovers that you have? So I ran the banner through my die cut machine. Now some of you are thinking, well, if you used a Cricut, why did you do all that? Because I will be straight up honest with you. I used to be a Cricut snob and think that using a die cut, I'm embarrassed to say this, a die cut machine was a cheating way. It was the easy way out until I started playing with my Stampin' Up! Dies. And then I said, oh, that's why people love die cuts. The feeling of the way an item feels when it's been through a die cut machine versus the way it feels through a Cricut are totally different. You get these incredible edges that are rounded and smooth. You get this great distinction. It kind of pops up. Seriously, there is no comparison. So yeah, I could have cut a tag with my Cricut if I wanted. I would not have had these stitching lines. I could have drawn them on. But using my stitch dies gives it so much more dimension. So that's what I did. I used this And I took the leftover pieces from my SVG. If I were not using an SVG, I would just use a scrap of Whisper White. I took my leftover pieces. We have all of this. And I stamped, I'm glad it's your birthday, so I can tell you how wonderful you are. And I stamped that in Coastal Cabana. Along with, I used Daffodil Delight and some Mango Medley. How did I pick those colors? Well, I just looked on the back of the paper and it tells me what the coordinating colors are. Stampin' Up! Makes this so simple for people like me who just would freak out if my colors didn't match. My kids have always laughed at me that I'm so matchy-matchy. I like things to go together and I don't like it if they don't match. So Stampin' Up! Really soothes my soul and makes that happen. I then grabbed the ruched Daffodil Delight and tied a little bow. And then using this leftover strip, I cut this banner and this banner. All right. And I also stamped again on a leftover piece of the Coastal Cabana, which is right here. I stamped the bear, the monkey, and the toucan that were on here. This guy's cute. He's got you have the guy, but then you also have the face that goes on the koala, and this face goes on the monkey. Really cute detail. And the die, and when you run him through the die, he comes out in 2 pieces. So the stamp is one set, and then the die gives you 2. Super cute. It really wasn't the theme of the party, but they were adorable, and I liked them, and so did the kids. They thought they were great. One of the things that when you think about using your stamp sets on a scrapbook layout as a title is they tend to be made a little bit smaller. So you might need to kind of foof them up a little. Layering lets you do that. So I took the stitched circle, the largest stitched circle. This is one of the dies that I use constantly. Oh, I grabbed the wrong one. That's Stitched Stars. I like that one too. I love the stitched ones. It's the Stitched Shapes. Where are you? Apparently I don't have it right here. I thought I did. It's the Stitched Shapes one. It has the circles and the ovals, and it's the biggest one. And I used that and cut my circle. You could have used any of your circle dies to cut that. I then took, these are things that I have told you for months, these are staples. These are things that I use a lot. So when you invest in them, I'm not going to tell you next week you used it on one layout, we're done, we're moving on. You're going to use these again and again. So this is the Starburst one, and that coordinates with a 2-inch punch. So those two are a great combo, and they're going to give you this look. So Happy Birthday is stamped on the 2-inch circle at a Whisper White, and then this is the Coastal Cabana leftover piece stamped, or I'm sorry, punched with the Starburst. Put together with some dimensionals. I added these little guys. I really didn't do a lot with them. Lots more could have been done with these guys if I wanted to. Adding some Wink of Stella, adding some glitter. I could have done a lot more with those. I could have stamped them on white and colored them in with blends. So you don't want to think that just because it's simple, it has to be simple. It doesn't. So once I have all of that, I'm then going to take my photos, which I have now attached to here. And what's cool is this little thing is just, it's all together. It's all done. So all I do is just pop it down, figure out where I like it. You can see where I added, it happened to work out well. These guys were in their playhouse, and this is the roof line of the playhouse. So the banner happened to fit there perfectly. I didn't really plan it that way, but as I was putting it together, it worked out great. I can make sure that my page is even, because really all I have to measure is this corner. I have to make sure that my spacing is right on these corners. Simples are designed to cut at 11.49, 11.5, which is the largest that a Cricut can cut on a standard mat. So I try to make sure that they are at least one of the dimensions is that size. so you get as much of a page cover as you have. You'll notice that what you choose for this page kind of changes the way it looks. So I liked this because it was a birthday one, but I want to show you what it looks like on here. Still a really cool layout, but it changes it. It changes the way it looks. What if I took one of the other papers? And what's great about this is they all coordinate. What if I took that, which is again from that same layout, that same designer series paper, and pop it on that? Really great. And you can keep trying different things to find what you like. Maybe you like that guy. All right. So, please play with your photos. Get them off your phone. Get them out, ready to share. They are so fun. And I'm telling you, your family will love it. If you are just taking photos and putting things together for your pets, that's okay too. You'll notice that my pets are pretty big in my world here. And oftentimes, this is just for me. These are my fur babies. You don't have to have grandchildren to enjoy creating simple layouts. What if you don't want to put it in a book? That's okay. Grab yourself a 12 by 12 frame and hang it on the wall. Change it up. It's a great way to have photos that are not stuck with magnets on your refrigerator. Or the only time you get to show anybody anything is you grab them and say, come look at my phone. And you're thumbing through looking at, oh, not that one. Oh, wait, this one. Right? This way you can say, let's sit down, have a cup of coffee, and let's look at this. And really enjoy it. I'm so excited that you're here tonight, and I love sharing this. I am really excited about Simple's back in my life, and I hope that you want to join us too. Make sure that you are signed up for the mailing list so you don't miss anything. And be sure you comment below so that I can pick a lucky winner. What I have to give away is a stamp set. I'm not exactly sure which one it is yet, so I'm not going to promise something. I have to look through my giveaways, but I will announce it on Monday night when we do Facebook Live again. So I will see you for another class on Monday night at 8 o'clock right here. Thanks for coming.